We're back. That was a quick commercial break. They're always getting quicker, I think. Every time we do a commercial break, I think they go down from 30 to 28 to 25 to 26. No, I'm talking to you. That's why I'm looking over that way. I know which camera's on me. Before I bring on my first guest, I'd like to say hi to my special friends up on the hill at Highgate in Watertown. I hope you're all watching and videotaping this, and you can tease me about it at the health club tomorrow. My first guest is a friend of mine. She's an actress and the owner of Gigglegrams in Waterbury. Won't you please welcome Valerie Crane.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, good. Thanks for coming on the show.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah. Now, let's talk.
Okay.
Okay. Now, you're an actress.
Yes.
How long have you been an actress?
Professionally now for about 10 years.
Okay. How did you know? I mean, because, I mean, a lot of people, they see people on stage and they think, oh, gee, I'd like to do that. Was it that way for you, or did you sort of get pushed into something and you decided, yeah, I like that?
I can never remember ever wanting to do anything else.
Okay.
Ever. For as long as I can remember. So if you want to say that I was born into it, I don't know. It's all I ever wanted to do.
So what was your first acting project?
Well, I mean, I started doing community theater and school things and went through that whole gamut. And actually, I think my first paying job was here in the state of Connecticut.
Uh-huh.
It was a small dinner theater company in Naugatuck called the Naughty Players. And it was a production of Pippin that we did.
Yeah.
And that was the actual first job that I got that I was actually paid for.
And what was the role that you played? Do you remember?
Oh, it was just a player role. It was a small cast. And,
An ensemble cast?
An ensemble cast, yes. And from there, I went on to do summer stock. And that was a real challenge to do 5 roles in 7 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Now, yeah, I've had, some acting background. I have a hard time memorizing lines. So you obviously have to have a great deal of concentration to do that.
Definitely.
Definitely. I mean, do you lock yourself up in a room with the script and you just kind of
highlight
everything?
You can't, because what you're doing today, what you're rehearsing for today, you're going to do next week.
Oh, so it's staggered
What
like
you're
that.
performing tonight is what you rehearsed last week.
Oh my gosh.
So it's very difficult. And what winds up happening is, because I know you do community theater now, you have X amount of weeks to put on a production and to memorize your lines. When you're doing summer stock, you break it down into hours. It's like, not like I have 5 weeks to memorize my lines. It's like I have 72 hours left to memorize the script. That's how you start to think of it. And when you think of it in that context, it seems like a very long period of time, when it's the only thing you're doing.
Right. Okay. Now, other than acting, I mean, most people in the business have some other sideline.
Oh yes.
Something to keep them going, because you don't always just have one thing after another to go to.
Right.
You go out and you audition and you read for parts. You may get it. You may not get it. It may be enough to pay the rent. It may not be. Now you do something on the side as well.
Yes.
You own your own singing telegram service.
Correct.
I know this from some personal experience. We'll get onto that a little bit later. But how long have you been doing Gigglegrams? How long have you been in business doing that?
We're going into our 9th year. And most of the people that I use in Gigglegrams are also professional actors. And they use this as a way to supplement their income while they're continuing with their professional careers.
Now, what got you? I mean, what gave you the idea to go into singing telegrams?
I was starving. I was a starving actress. Well, I mean, what had happened is I was working professionally as an actress for a number of years. And for some reason, I don't know why, I was very fearful that a day would come that I would not be able to pay my mortgage. And some friends of mine worked for similar type of companies, both in Fairfield County and Manhattan.
Right.
And I am a singer and did a lot of musical comedy. And my friend said, Val, you would be perfect doing something like this up in Waterbury. Why don't you open a business like this, make yourself feel comfortable about your income? And so I opened up the Yellow Pages, I looked under singing telegrams, and there was nothing there. And then I looked under balloons, and there was a few places. And so that's really how it materialized. I said, what the heck?
So when someone calls you and says, I want to embarrass the hell out of someone, or,
Right.
or they're having a birthday or whatever. What kind of things do people ask you for? I mean, what kind of requests have you had from people when they call you?
Well, I mean, our every day is birthday deliveries. It's someone's birthday.
Right.
Like yours is today, Jeff. You thought I was going to come here. You thought I was going to show up in a gorilla mask, I bet, huh?
Well, actually, I was kind of wondering, a French maid or something like that. 'Cause
Okay, getting picky now. But our day-to-day are birthdays.
Yeah.
And then every holiday we have specials going on, but we've got everything that you can imagine for children, adults, men, women, from gorillas to French maids to clowns to teddy bears to guys in tuxedos. Bunny rabbits. We have Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus.
So pretty much just about anything that someone would call and
Yes,
ask you
definitely.
for, you could probably fill the bill.
Yes, we have about 25 costumes in the store.
That's good. Now, when someone goes out
Uh-huh.
and makes a delivery,
Right.
okay, now, I'm kind of fudging here, because I know, because I have done a delivery, okay, I have gone out and I have done this, and it's a lot of fun. I've had 4-year-olds stand all around me and say, "Are you really Batman?" That was a good one. That was a good one. Where's your car? That was the biggest one. I said, "Well, the Batmobile is in the garage, and I'm using the Saturn tonight." Okay.
And they buy it. They believe anything that you say.
They buy the whole thing. They buy right into it. And of course, it's make believe. You have
Right.
to kind of get into it and kind of try to become. So when I did the Batman thing, I walked in and said, "Hello there,
Yes.
little Cape Crusaders." It was kind of bizarre, but it was fun. Let me backtrack.
Sure.
Just a little bit. Okay. You started in acting. You do gigglograms on the side. It's your business, and of course it allows you to do the acting which you love to
Right.
do. Okay,
Right.
which is what most people like to have. Something
Right.
that's stable, and then that allows them to do the thing for the inside, the inner dog. What kinds of things have you done in theater? I mean, I know I've got your updated bio here and
Right.
resume, and I see tons and tons of things, but you.
Theater I haven't done
Some things
very
stand
much
out
of
for you.
lately.
Okay.
Yeah. I started out in that medium,
Mm-hmm.
as I think most professional actors do, because that's what's mostly available to them,
Right.
is the stage. And I primarily did musical comedy, or light comedy.
Okay.
And I usually play those B roles.
B-roll.
The
What do you mean, Val?
how do I want to say this? What's the woman's name on Dynasty? The Collins.
Alexis?
Yes, those type of roles. Those
Oh,
are my
she-
favorite type of
She
roles.
plays a bitch. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know we could say that word.
Okay. All right. Yes. That's
those-
okay.
those
That's
are
okay.
usually-
We're family here. We're family. You can do this. You can.
Well, those are usually the type of roles that I would play on stage. And what happened is I gradually got into television and started out doing a few television commercials, and which grew into doing industrial films, which then grew into doing feature films. The list can go on and on. I mean, it grows from one thing to another.
Okay. For the audience,
Yes.
Define an industrial, because that's sort of a term that's only used within the industry.
Okay, if you work for a large corporation, you probably already know what this is. An industrial film is something that is used within your corporation. It's a film that's made. Sometimes they use employees of the company, but many times they hire professional actors to portray characters or role models from your company, and it's usually an informational type of film, either policies on the company, do's and don'ts, how-tos, things like this, that you use within your company. It's not for public broadcast.
Right.
It's shown to employees.
Right. Now, I understand that you brought a video with you. What kind of
Yes.
video is this of?
It's a type of industrial film. I guess, Jeff, the one that you're going to show is the one with Kelsey Grammer?
Yes.
This was so much fun to do. I'm sure a lot of you know Kelsey Grammer plays Dr. Crane on Cheers. And I was very lucky to do this film with him. It's a type of industrial film, although this is called a point of purchase industrial. It was shown to the public on, can I say this, Jeff, who it was for? TWA and Northwest Airlines, as a passenger. If you were on, you would have seen this
Okay.
on the airline, and it's with a company called Pars Iris.
Okay. Can we go to that clip now? Okay.
What vacation did you have in mind?
Well, I don't know. I was hoping you might show me some brochures or something.
Actually, I can do better than that. I can show you several different ideas, all in my new Pars system.
Oh, better traveling through technology.
Let's see, something romantic. By romantic, did you mean like spring break in Fort Lauderdale? Just checking. How about Hawaii?
Perfect. Let's book the cruise.
Great. I'll just add this to your existing reservation.
Dale. Dale.
Daylight come and we want to go home.
That was great. That was great. That must have been a lot of fun to
That was a
do.
blast. That was a blast
oh
to
my-
do that, yeah.
Oh, gee.
And I felt really special because they treated me like a star, just like Kelsey. I mean, when there's only the two of you on the shoot, you know, for 2 days.
Yeah, all the individualized attention.
Definitely,
That's
definitely.
great. We've got a couple minutes before we go to the commercial break. I was wondering if we could talk a little bit about funny, I mean, this is obviously a great deal of fun to do.
Yes.
But now, in your other business with the
Yes.
singing telegrams, you have any funny stories about things that have happened?
Well, you know, we've done so many different types of deliveries, and I was thinking of this on the way over here because I knew you were going to ask me this question.
How did you know that?
So I just knew you were going to ask me this question. But I mean, some of the reasons why we have sent deliveries is actually very, very funny. We had a man call us up one time. He was having a huge party with about 200 of his guests. 200 guests, and he. One of his guests sent to him a singing telegram congratulating him on the end of his support payments to his ex-wife. I mean, you know, we've proposed marriage to people.
Yeah?
We've delivered vacations, diamond rings, just the list goes on and on. I mean, a lot of different occasions. We've told men that their wives were pregnant. I think you have one of the funniest stories, though.
Oh, I get to tell it?
You have to tell this story.
Really? It's one of the funniest ones?
It is one of the funniest stories.
Okay, all right, I'll tell it. It was my first time, too. It was my first
Your
time.
first delivery.
It was my first delivery.
As a clown.
As a clown, okay. I had on clown pants. And I'm talking about the kind with the big ring that go around like this. And I got out of the car, and to explain, I was going to crown a mother of the, wasn't it? Was Mother's Day?
It was
Yeah,
Mother's
it was
Day,
Mother's Day.
yes.
I was going to crown her Mother of the Day, Mother of the Year, whatever. And I got out of the car, and I had these big clown pants on. And as soon as I got out of the car, this dog came up to me, and I had a crown in my hand I was going to give to the mother. And as soon as the dog saw the crown, he thought it was something for him. And he started jumping for the crown, and he landed inside the clown pants. I had this big dog jumping around trying to get out of my pants. So I got him out of my pants. He runs down the street. Then he runs back, grabs the crown, and takes off. So needless to say, Mother did not get a crown. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back. We're back. My next guest is the inventor of the non-surgical facelift, Maria Gray. Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming. Maria is going to tell us a little bit about how we can improve our contours and profiles, what have you. And my producer felt this was an appropriate topic for the birthday show. I guess he's trying to tell me I'm getting up in years. I don't know, but we're going to have some fun with it. I had a chance to look at your video last night, and it was very, very nice. It was
Thank
very well
you.
done. It was very informative. I learned a lot about muscles
and
that I didn't know existed. Why don't you tell me and the audience, how did you first come to realize that
Started.
something like this was necessary? This system of yours.
Yeah, well, how I started this, I got interested in because I began to get older. And I think I started like 8 or 9 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And in the market were many programs. And one of the best was the isometric exercise, which is much better than the isotonic exercise. When I finished the program, it seemed that some was lacking because something was hanging in somewhere. So I said, I took the Gray's Anatomy and I began to study very thoroughly each muscles of the face. So what had happened is that whoever prepared the other programs had taken the major muscles. So if you exercise the major muscles and you don't exercise all of the muscles, the one you don't exercise, it will show more.
Okay,
You see,
so
with your words, I had the half face lifted and the other wasn't lifted. And so that's how I saw. When I saw they worked so well, so first I started as a habit, and I said, gee, I maybe can help many people. And it's true, that's my major concern, to help people. And of course, everybody's in the market of making money. That would be ridiculous for me not to say that. But I taught in New York, and it pleased me so much. Sometimes, I think the oldest person maybe that I gave classes were around 60, 65. I couldn't tell that well. And what pleased me, that I would see her maybe after a month or 2 months, and she would think differently, she would dress differently, she would talk differently, because it gave her some kind of confidence, the way she looked. Because when we lift our face, we perform the exercises, the circulation of the blood is so strong that it helps also the skin. And if you can tell, you see, I don't have any makeup. I just have a little bit here, like brush. So you can see I will be 54 years old, and yes, in April. So you can see the difference. See, so when I saw all this, I say, I really want to share this with all the world.
and so you developed this system and you made an instructional videotape.
Exactly.
Okay, now, we do have a clip from that videotape. Could we go to that now? And
Of course.
And I believe the narration, your narration is on the tape, and then after we're done, we'll come back and talk about that.
course.
Okay, let's go to that clip, please.
Exercise 23. You take a ruler and measure from the corner of the mouth 1/4 of an inch beyond and 1/4 of an inch below the mouth corners. Insert the index fingers, place thumbs over fingers, grip and gently pull downward, smile upward very broadly, close eyes and wrinkle nose. Exercise number 24. Insert each middle finger into mouth and slide them rearward between cheek and lower gum until they reach a thick muscle wall near jawline hinge. Clench back teeth, chew, and at the same time push muscles with fingers. Exercise number 25. Insert each index finger into mouth 1/4 of an inch beyond lip corners. Place thumbs over fingers and hold the muscles firmly. Pull underlying muscles forward and smile horizontally, ear to ear, as broadly as possible.
Okay. Now, looking at the tape, I got a chance to see this last night, and we were saying while the tape was running, it does look a little painful.
But it's not
It's
at
not.
all.
Okay, but I
No.
mean, like you're doing this and you're pinching the cheeks
Yes.
and whatever, but it doesn't hurt.
No, it doesn't hurt. And also, since you are saying pitching the cheeks, I want to tell you, because many people are afraid of doing exercises because they feel that if you pinch, like you just
Yeah.
were saying, the skin, they will stretch. No, the only time you stretch the skin when you just take the skin alone, but when we do the exercise, we take the skin and the muscles together, so they work in unison. See, and it's all well-being. I mean, you feel wonderful. After you finish the exercise, you feel just wonderful.
Okay, so if as long as you do this correctly, there's no danger of like
No.
making your skin sag or anything
No.
like that, because I think that's the biggest concern.
Do you see
that people-
anything sagging in my
No,
face?
I don't.
That's what
No,
I mean.
not at all.
Exactly.
Not
So
at
I
all.
have been
Not at
doing
all.
this for, I think it's between 8 to 10 years. You know, the time passes by me. But no, it's not danger if you do the exercise correctly. And if you don't do the exercise correctly, still is no danger. It just doesn't lift your face. Now, one question that many people ask me when I give the classes is, well, how long it will be before I can see my face lifted? Well, let's say if a person is around 40 years old, well kept, they eat well, they exercise, they are thin, and 6 months you should have the facelift. Yes.
Wow, that's incredible results. Now, I see something familiar here on my desk.
Yes.
That's in the video. These are the magic gloves.
Yes.
Now, are you going to give us a brief demonstration on how
Yes,
this
you
works?
are going to do it. You like?
Okay.
Even though you don't need it. No, I will do it and you will see. You will see. I don't want to scare you, you know.
Oh, no. You, no.
If
I
you
don't
want to
scare
do with
easily.
me, that's
The
fine.
birthday card was,
Apropos, but you don't have anything. I tell you, we
No,
start.
I can do it. I
Yeah.
can do it. I will do it. I'll follow
Okay,
it.
I will let you do one very easy.
Oh, you brought-
don't
oh, I
that.
got my own set of
yes,
gloves.
I don't know, your hands are big. I don't know if you can do
Now,
it.
this makes me feel real special.
These gloves are called the beauty gloves. You can buy them in the drugstores. People use when they put the cream on the hands, you know, at night. And yeah.
Now, how often
Okay.
Like Judy House?
do you do this every day?
No. We do the exercise 3 times a week.
For how long?
Well, after you know the exercise very well, our 31 exercises, it takes 45 minutes, but you have to really know the exercise well. If not, it takes over an hour.
All right.
And you do each exercise 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't
okay.
suggest you do one exercise. You exercise on Monday, then Wednesday or Friday. You always skip a day.
Just
because
like a
the
regular
muscles-
fitness program.
Exactly. The muscle needs to rest. Some people, when they see the results, they get so excited and they exercise the muscle to death, and all of a sudden the muscle doesn't want anymore respond to it. Now I'm going to show you an exercise. Yes.
Okay, before we do that, I can't help but notice this. There's another set of gloves here.
Are they from me, Jeff?
Yes.
Valerie?
Well, I have lipstick on. It's gonna
That's
gonna
fine. No,
ruin
we are,
your
we are
glove.
not going to do
gloves.
that exercise.
Oh,
we are
all right.
going to do one that would like the audience does it so they can really see a
Now,
big
everyone has
difference.
to join in. Everyone has to join in, okay? I mean,
Everybody at home, find your
the privacy
gloves.
of your own home, you don't have to have the gloves, okay? But yeah, I suppose this is good
You have
for-
to have the gloves.
Oh, you do?
Because you see,
Okay.
if not, especially the women, they put moisturize, the hand slips.
Oh.
Do you see what I'm saying? So when you do this exercise, you really have to press and don't lose the resistance. It's
Okay.
very, very important.
Okay.
So what we are going to exercise now is the muscle called the platysma, which is a thin muscle, but it really is very broad.
Okay.
It starts from near the mouth, goes near the ears, and then goes all through the neck. So when you,
big muscle.
exactly, very big, it's called the platysma. You can go,
Platysma. Okay.
So you really, when you tone this muscle, you are toning all this area here and then all here. So we start, but you have to take in a different angle.
Okay.
So we are going to take first the area that is here, okay,
Okay,
this part.
alright,
So
alright.
you take with a web of your hands, you put like that, you see? An inch from your ear, an inch exactly, yes, just
Mhm.
like that. You are
Okay.
perfect.
Okay.
So what you do, you pull back,
Pull back.
okay? Then you try to reach the nose with the lower lips, like that, look. And then pull all this part forward. Yes, exactly. Do you feel the pull? Exactly. So this is a very powerful muscle.
How long do you hold that for?
Like 2 or 3 seconds max. Yeah? But make sure that you
How do I
pull
look?
first this area like that. I will do for you. Look.
Okay.
You see, first I
Oh,
put
my
this.
jaw just popped. Oh. TMJ.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So it's
Yeah.
very, very powerful. Okay, put
okay.
the hands there 1 inch from your ear.
Okay.
Grasp the whole area of your face.
Okay.
Then pull toward the ears.
Okay.
Yeah. And then try to reach the tip of your nose with your lower lip. Yeah. And then protrude this part.
Jeff, how come I can
Yeah.
hear the crew laughing
Push,
at us?
Yeah, this part. Do you feel some really pulling? Exactly, that's what. Now you are going to take in another area.
Oh, I am.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yes, we are.
So now
This is an ensemble cast now.
now you take it, put the hand here on the jawbone.
The jawbone.
Jawbone, okay? Press and pull down.
Press.
Press.
Pull down, and then do the same movement. Try to reach the tip of your nose.
I look like the monk.
No,
Scream.
reach the tip of your nose.
Press in and pull down.
Yeah, no, like say press, pull down,
Press, pull down.
Then try to reach the tip of your nose. And smile upward, very, yeah, close the eyes.
Close it.
Close the eye. Do you feel the pull? You have to feel it.
Oh, I feel
Okay.
it.
Then you move your hands and you go toward here. See, so you are getting all of this area
Go towards where?
toward here. And you are finished now.
Oh.
Okay. Now you start here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, like that. Press, press.
Press where?
Here,
Okay.
press on the jawbone.
Oh, okay,
Here.
all right.
Press,
Uh-huh.
pull down, and then you do the same thing. Try to reach the tip of your nose and smile upward. Do you realize that the only thing you did, the 3 exercise, the only thing you did is changing the hand. All of the movements are the same. Now it's one that you will really like. Put the hands on the here, on the collarbone. Here.
Oh,
you
mine's
see here?
okay.
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 Okay. Now put the head like that. Okay. Then try to reach the tip of your nose
Uh-huh.
and smile upward very broadly, and then close your eyes very tight. Did you feel some there? You have to. See?
I do.
And then you take here and this area, put your hands, you finished now. No, now you relax. Okay. Now you start here
Uh-huh.
and do the same thing. Yeah?
Oh, okay. Oh, I get it. Okay, the fingertips are like in that center part of here.
Exactly. What
Okay.
the
The-
fingertips are doing are catching the muscle, you see, at the bone, and then you exercise against the resistance. Do you feel it? So you are all lifted to this area, and doing this exercise, you lift all of this area. Do you see how strong it is? Now I
yeah.
want to give you an example of the isotonic exercise.
Okay. Now, what is
Okay,
what does isotonic mean?
Well, isotonic is like that. Look,
Okay.
this is an isotonic. See,
Okay.
the isometric, instead you press the muscle at the bone where they are attached. And I give you one that's very good for the masseter. You see already his blood circulation, how it's beautiful there?
And I thought it was just
Okay.
because I'm Irish.
Put the hand here on the cheekbone. This is a very powerful here. Powerful on the cheekbone.
Oh, I'm
Here,
seeing-
okay. Press and pull up, and then open your mouth very wide. There, you see? Okay? This is an isometric, you see? And it really works. Believe me, now you can relax. You can relax. You see?
Yeah.
This is a very powerful. We have a very short, thick muscle here that's called the masseter. See?
Okay.
So if you do this exercise, it really lifts the cheekbone, not the cheekbone because the cheekbone is already, there. But
Yeah.
I mean, it makes really nice standing out.
Okay, so
You see this indentation I have is because I have my muscle quite short and wide.
I'm just trying to get my
Yeah.
my jaw to pop back in place.
Do you see how strong they are?
It is. That's incredible.
Yes.
I mean, I do feel things now
Oh.
that I haven't felt before.
Now,
Yes.
are we going to be sore in our face tomorrow
you
because
will
of this?
not. No, each exercise is done 3 times. You see, instead
Okay.
with the isotonic, you do like that. You move it. You see, yeah. But it's not the same thing because all of the muscles fiber are not needed to do this movement. Instead, with the isometric, when you press and try to pull, all of the muscles fibers move. And that's why the exercise is much more powerful.
And we have a couple minutes before,
Sure.
before
You
we
have
go
any
to
other
the commercial break. I read the booklet
Yes.
that goes along with the video, because there's a video and
Sure.
there's a booklet
Yeah.
that helps
Yes.
people go
Exactly.
through the exercises. Your philosophy, part of your philosophy is that the face, like the body,
Exactly.
has all these muscles that should be exercised, you know, or else they're just going to sit there and atrophy. They're just going to kind of go flabby and all that. Now, in a way, that's kind of different than what, you know, people who are, I don't want to say in cosmetology, but the more external, you know, people who promote, you know, makeup and moisturizer and all that, they won't tell you
They don't
about
believe
this.
in it.
They don't.
Yes,
They tell you that you
exactly.
touch your face too much, it's going to
No,
fall. And,
it's
you know,
not true.
And all that. And I can tell you that, you know, mine's still here. You know,
Yeah.
I put moisturizer on. You know, I'm
yeah.
getting up there. I put the
No,
moisturizer on. But, you know, oh, someone's waving something for me. Okay. I love that people wave things at me. I can wave back. I have the gloves on. I can
Yes,
wave.
yes.
So you have the video, you have the instruction booklet. Now, you also, as I understand, have a helpline, sort of like a hotline, a phone number that,
Well, I
that
have a
people,
phone number,
that people
yes.
can call
Yes.
to get advice on doing the exercises correctly, and I guess also to
Yes.
order
A video,
the
and
video.
if they want the private lesson, which frankly I don't advise, because if they buy the video, it's so easy they can do themselves. But if someone feels more comfortable and having private class, they are very welcome. Yes.
Okay, so
And this is an excellent, excuse me if I interrupt,
Oh, no problem.
excellent gift for men and women. Mother's Day is coming, Father's Day is coming, San Valentine is coming, and that is, the women and men really are into this kind of things now. I receive many men calls, or they come to see me for classes. From New York, they come.
Well, I can see, because it certainly works. It's working for me. Why don't you, if you don't mind, before we go, give the audience your phone number, if you don't
I
mind.
would love to. My number is 491-2204.
491-2204. Okay, Maria, thank you very much for coming
Thank
on.
you.
We're going to go to a commercial break, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Thank you for coming.
Mamie, my mo moo, mamie, my mo moo. We're back. Oh. My next guest, I've actually had the pleasure of working with on stage. He's a tremendously funny guy, very energetic. More than me, I'll tell you. His name is Tim Wyms. Tim, welcome to the show.
Salutations.
Salutations.
Good to see you again, Squire.
Yes, long time no see.
Yes, yes.
Actually, not that long ago. I guess it was, I saw you in Anything Goes.
Yes, indeed. Over at the beautiful Thomaston Opera House, where I'm a native, of course. And,
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that.
yes, originally Thomasdonian, transplanted to Waterbury recently, but relatively native. Well, originally grew up outside of Philly, a Philadelphia boy, in Levittown,
Really?
Pennsylvania.
That's where I'm from too.
Yes, well, there-
Right outside
Two
Philadelphia.
Philadelphians. My gosh, there's more motif on this than we thought. See, it's Philadelphians, it's purple.
Check out the shoes, people. Check out the shoes. No. Keep the camera on the shoes. I want a full. Okay, slowly, remodeling the shoes. Very tasty.
There we go, now we get the laugh
Yes.
face on that one. There we
Now,
go.
I remember you used to do this. You had like, you know,
Yes, in fact.
sort of coordinated shoes when we did jitters.
Yes, of course.
At Clockwork in Watertown last year, and I used to marvel at the shoes. It's like, what is he going to wear tonight? Every time at rehearsals, like.
Well, actually, the tiger stripe one actually does glow in the dark. If we were to kill the lights, it would.
Can we kill the lights?
Although this one pretty much,
Put a chroma key?
although this one pretty much glows by the day, I'd say. The other one. Well, I have 13 different pairs of these sneakers, but when you wear them this way, you get 169 different pairs. Think about it. There'll be a quiz later.
Now, I feel out of place now. I mean, all of you are here. Can we get a wide shot of everyone? Everyone here is wearing purple. Everyone is wearing violet, purple, beautiful, beautiful shades, except me. I'm wearing teal, and I feel like a total.
Well, you can go home and change, Jeff, and we'll run the show for you. It's okay.
I figured I'd be the only loud one with the Joker motif in the purple jacket and the big grin. See, that's what that grin reminded me of. Just, I think I got the summary now on the face massage. It's the Jack Nicholson. Get a load of me. Followed by the Home Alone one. Second up is the Wayne's World one. You genuinely wondered how he was going to sneak in a Wayne's World reference. Followed by then it's the Vote for Me smile. Followed by the Home Alone 2. I think I got it down.
Okay.
Do I need blush?
No, it's not any blush.
The Irish in me is coming out quite a bit.
Irish in him. That's why he's wearing the green.
Hey, yes, we're into the green. Now, you're a comedian.
Yes.
You stand-up comedy. No, not you.
Go figure.
No, now, are you doing stand-up right now? Are you?
No, I was.
in any clubs or anything?
I was hosting a show in Watertown at the beautiful Charles Dickens pub. Plug. But we discontinued it and probably bring it back in the springtime when the weather picks up. So we get New York and Boston area comedians to come in. And I would host the show, bring them up, come up in between.
And you get to do, a little
Oh, yeah,
shtick
a little stick in between whatever I've seen in USA Today or whatever.
Oh, now do you do commentary on like current events, or
I
are you a
like-
political satirist, or?
I like to think I keep things fairly current. For a while I was getting I'm in a lot of trouble with this face because when current events rolled around, because not one but 2 weeks straight worth of comedians came up and said, let's have a big hand for our host, William Kennedy Smith. Thank you. A young Irish
Yeah, I was
face.
gonna say, with the short.
And so
yeah.
by the third week, I'd had quite enough of this. I got right up and I said, all right, let's get this out of the way in a big hurry. How many folks think he looks like William Kennedy Smith? Big round of applause. How many folks think he looks like Jay Leno's illegitimate son?
Well, it's notoriety, it's fame, fame and fortune on your way. Now,
Well, I've actually met Jay Leno on occasion.
you have.
Yes, when I was in.
So now I have two people on here, perhaps even three, who have all met famous people.
Yes.
Now I feel left.
Crush with famous story.
I'm the only one.
But now you know me, so you can feel much better.
Yes. Okay.
Tim Wyms, America's
Wait,
fastest
let's
rising
let's get our picture together here. Okay. Are we
Touch
smiling?
it.
This one.
This one over here.
I want this for my yes.
Here,
Yes.
now this-
For the video montage.
This
Okay.
is to prove that he knew me before I was
I
important.
knew.
Before I was important.
I knew he
Matter
went.
of fact, I'm packing proof over here. I'm gonna
Uh-oh.
keep that picture over here. Well, see, it is your birthday, so I had to give you some sort of surprise.
Oh boy.
You can't see the picture too well because it's a Xerox one. But this little guy over here in the white is our friend Jeffrey over there. We don't need too tight. Let's see.
Zoom. Extreme close up. There we go.
This would be our pal Jeffrey over here. And let's see. A real good present would have been a bad review, but I gave him a go. Let's see. The performances, and this is from a show that was entitled the same as what Jeff's getting now. Jitters.
Jitters.
The performances are excellent. Jeff McKeon, last seen in the Clockwork's The Nerd, gives a strong, self-assured portrayal of an actor so concerned with every little nuance of theater, the character's concentration sometimes wanders. Didn't carry over his own show too much.
Not
He
too
is a
much.
wonderful actor with incredible sense of comic timing. His comings and goings are eagerly awaited by the audience. So this is just to prove that, yes, he does know what
My
he's
plug.
doing over here.
My plug. Gee, what a guy.
So when are you going to come back to the stage?
To the
Start off
stage.
stage, screen, and television. Now
Well,
he's just hugging
I'm
the small
devoting
screen.
myself to television.
He's hugging
Yeah,
the
yes. So I can, have people like you and Maria and Val on and have fun. Now, do you have any projects coming up?
Yes, I am.
Tell us about your projects coming up.
I am back at the Thomaston Opera House once again. We're doing Little Shop of Horrors, and but unless you look real close, you probably won't recognize them, folks, because
Why?
I am the plant.
You
I
are.
am the man in
You are.
the plant.
You're Audrey too.
Yes.
You're not the voice of Audrey too.
No. For the voice of Archie, we got a large black gentleman with vocal cords somewhere down here. So he's awfully good. Yes.
So you animate the plant.
Yes. So this is
Is
my.
this like a special, is this
It's-
like a big mechanical gizmo, or
It's
what's
a-
it like to be inside a plant? The secret life of
Hot,
plants.
hot and heavy. I can tell you, we're
have
going
to-
to be in good shape. I
you
will
have
have
to-
large. I will have large pectoral muscles by the end of the show. As my good friend Rain would say.
Do you actually have to move inside move the plant itself? Like, the Audrey 2 sits inside a planter,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Well,
Right?
all I can say is, then you'll have to come see the show now, won't you? But yeah, it's planned for 3 weeks in March, so
Okay.
you'll just have to come see for yourself.
Starting March when?
The first 3 weekends, I think. Yeah, the 4th, and then on 4th, 5th, and 6th. I think is the first weekend.
Okay, now,
That's the first one.
okay, so other than being inside the plant,
Inside the plant.
do you have anything going on with your comedy? Any stand-up things coming
As a
up?
matter of fact, well, if there's any managers out there who are looking, agents looking to book a good young comedian from the area to balance out the New York and Boston folk, I am available. But currently, I'm going to be doing a show in the next few weekends up right across from Mount Snow, drawing in the ski crowd out there.
Oh.
So yeah,
Well, you're gonna be on a ski lift like with a megaphone. Don't fall now! Don't fall.
It's at a pub across the way, and so they're putting me up with room and a free ski pass for the next morning, which could be dangerous. My stepfather and my brothers, they're big into skiing, but myself, I'll stay away.
You can't ski?
I have skied once before, and it ended with a truly comedic, poor kid. Actually, the one great scene is storming down the steep hill, boom, loses the ski. The ski is now about up here. I'm not gonna get it. This is hopeless. 14, 12, 10-year-old kid comes. Is that your ski, man? Can I help you? Backs himself up, grabs it to me. Here you go, mister. I'm like, thanks. So to avoid such embarrassment as this, I think I'll just enjoy the room service.
That would be very intimidating. I skied once,
Yes.
and I almost became a castrato, so I said no more after that. I had the whole package. I had, the accommodations. I was going to learn how to ski. This wasn't here in Connecticut. This was actually in Indiana, where they really ski the championship slopes.
Well, they're known
but,
for the big hills out in the Dave and Quail land.
Yes. No, actually, this wasn't a bad place, but still, I went down the slope and it was horrible. You could have gotten some good material out of it. The scream,
Looking like the Mr. Agony character from the ABC World of Sports. We all know that guy. That's the one that during that whole clips of wonderful athletes doing over things. That's the one guy that just skis just flying akimbo everywhere. And he's just like a cobbler in Austria or something now, and just working out his little shoes. Tink 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 tink. Okay, just
on little shoes, just like
just little tiny shoes like this one. Let's try them. Tink tink. We're gonna shoot little kids go up and they go, "Excuse me, mister. Are you Mr. Agony?" Yeah. What about it? Can you ski at all? That's what you have to wonder when you.
Let me ask you a question. Just out of curiosity, have you two ever worked together?
No.
The Gigograms? No.
Oh no, I mean not just maybe for gigograms, but have you ever worked on stage together?
Never on stage.
No.
She looks familiar. I think it's the Kathy Lee Gifford thing that's confusing me. That's
Kathy Lee, yes.
Very, 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 very.
that's why I
wholesome.
may think that I know her.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, I have one last plug to make. I am also working.
We don't do plugs on.
I perished the thought.
No.
Although I am glad to see that you folks are plugging professional wrestling, the finest American sport known to man. Soap operas for big burly men. Good guys, bad guys. They get tag teams divorced. They get back together. It's a beautiful thing. That was my first major piece of press. Was right here in Torrington, right across from the Warner Theater in Torrington. Day after April Fool's Day, 1990. It appeared on the front page of the Waterbury Republican in full color as the ultimate warrior.
Don't. I'm going to take a drink. Don't make me, out my nose. Seriously. Now, you said, do you want to do your plug first, or do you want to, or do I get to embarrass you?
Oh Lord.
See now no.
Yes,
He brought out the article about me,
started
the
trouble.
review, the picture, and all that. So
I started trouble.
Do your plug.
Last plug is for a comic book that I'm working on called From Beyond. Two local fellows from Watertown by the name of Frank Forte and Mike Bliss. By the way, happy marriage to Mike Bliss. He just got married on 3rd January. He's probably just getting back from his honeymoon to see this. And but yeah, me and another friend of mine will be working on scripting stories for Forte to be drawing, and as well maybe collaborating with him on a haunted house upcoming at a large Connecticut amusement park to be which can't quite be named because the contract's still not a cinch, but it should be some awful big fun.
Oh,
He's got Fangoria type mask making fellows working in the same studio he does, so
Yeah.
it's an interesting combination.
Wow, I knew you were into comic books, but I didn't know that you were into.
Well, now I'm actually going to. Yes, I'm going to give it a whirl.
Now, before we go, we're going to get back to that show that you and I
Yes.
that you and I were in. Jitters. Okay, now, what was the most remarkable thing about that show? Seriously, this was fun. I mean, I don't know if I ever told you about this now, and you would get a kick out of this too.
The incident that happened backstage.
Well, that was one of the. But in general, we were in this show together, and in this show, there are a lot of references to things that happen. It's about a group of actors in Canada who are trying to get a show put on Broadway. And my character, as you already know, was like a nervous Nelly type, and he always flubs his lines, walks off stage, and all that. We had the incredible luck of almost everything that's referred to in the script actually happened live in front of an audience. There were references to power failures, and the lights went out in the middle of the first act. There was a situation where an actor makes a comment about my character saying, he walked off stage in the middle of my lines, and I actually did that in rehearsal. Thank God I didn't do it in performance. And then there was this other reference about someone else's character.
Boy. Being late.
Being late for
See,
rehearsal.
I thought I was going to get off easy. I thought I was going to bring up my peppered pajamas and the fact that I was out there.
You can
doing
tell
this-
that too. We have a couple of minutes. You can tell that too.
Oh.
I tell you what, I'll
This
let you
next-
set it up and toast yourself.
Well, in the scene that in question, the young actor, I was typecast for this one because this was the first role I'd done outside of college, and the character I was playing was Tom, big stretch from Tim. Tom was the up and coming actor in his first major part, and arrives late to the opening night performance from his father's umpteenth wedding, totally sauced, and in a reckless state, totally sauced on pineapple punch. If
Yes,
memory serves correctly.
pineapple punch. Yeah.
A line which I got to deliver much closer than this to Jeff's nose,
Every night.
and every night from him. But so yes, the character's showing up late and not showing up. And one evening, Tim was downstairs waiting backstage to go on and stretched out on the couch and feeling comfortable. And to make a long story short, I was rescued by this one's roommate, as a matter of fact.
They went
Came
running
storming
downstairs.
and if we thought that the character was supposed to look distorted and drunk, well, distorted, nervous, and suddenly yanked off a couch was quite nervous enough. It was.
They literally carried him up the stairs, from backstage, and pushed him out onto the stage, and he was out there like this. But it was one of the true comic moments. It was great. I wish we had more time. I really do, for all three of you, because this has been a great birthday show. I want to thank you all for making my birthday wonderful. I want to thank you, Jeff, my producer, all of my crew. Be sure to tune in next week on TGIF. I don't know who all the guests are going to be, but I do know that we do have the Benson Trio coming. And until then, have a wonderful week. We'll see you next Friday at 8 o'clock. Thank you and good night. Thanks, guys.